Welcome to Payback POV, where you'll enjoy short, dramatic stories full of betrayal, heartbreak, and unforgettable revenge. We hope you have a great time listening, and don't forget to hit subscribe so we can bring you even more exciting tales. Now, let's begin with today's story. Calling his secret family in sleep, my cheating husband signed his own death warrant. At 3 in the morning, I suddenly heard my husband mumble in his sleep, "Sweetheart, tomorrow I'll buy a new house for you and Mom." I bolted awake. We'd always used protection, never planned to have kids, so where did this child come from? I shook him lightly. "What did you just say?" He rolled over, voice groggy. "Just a dream. Dreamed a client came asking for money." I didn't press further. Instead, in the dark, I reached for his phone and opened Venmo. 3 months ago, he had transferred $75,000 USD, with a note, deposit, recipient, Rachel Thompson. I searched her name immediately. Within seconds, a post on her social media jumped out, an ultrasound photo. Caption full of happiness, "Our little angel is 3 months old now. Daddy says once you're born, we'll move into our new, bigger house together." The posting date. Exactly the day after Daniel made that transfer. I didn't hesitate. I took a screenshot and sent it to my father. "Dad, the son-in-law you picked not only cheated, but also fathered an illegitimate child. I'll make sure he walks away with nothing." My father replied quickly, "That bastard, don't rush, Emily. I'll have the best lawyer ready. Betray the Lawson family, and he'll regret ever being born." Suppressing my nausea, I kept scrolling through Rachel Thompson's profile. 1 month ago, today we locked in our dream home. The neighborhood is perfect. Thanks to my husband for giving me and our baby such a warm place. Attached was a photo of Rachel holding Daniel's arm inside a sales office, her fitted dress showing a baby bump, her smile radiant. Daniel had his arm around her waist, gaze so tender I had never seen it before. 2 months ago, hubby says he loves us most, and will give us the best life. Tonight's steak was amazing. Photo at an upscale steakhouse, plates of premium cuts meat I wouldn't even splurge on for myself. I remembered that night. I had suggested celebrating my promotion there. Daniel frowned, said it was too expensive, and insisted on takeout at home instead. 3 months ago, 2 lines on the test. "Baby, you came at the perfect time. Mommy and Daddy are ready for you." Photo of Daniel and Rachel's hands intertwined over her stomach. Each picture was like a blade stabbing deeper into my chest. Beside me, Daniel slept soundly, a smile lingering on his lips, no doubt dreaming of his happy little family. Looking at that deceitful face, my love curdled into hatred. "Daniel Carter, you think you can fool everyone. I, Emily Lawson, am not someone you can trample." Quietly, I slipped out of bed, went to the study, and opened my laptop. As heir to Lawson Group, I had every resource to make him pay. First step, learn everything about Rachel Thompson. Through a private investigator, I quickly gathered details. Rachel Thompson, 23, fresh graduate of a third-tier college, working as a receptionist at Daniel's company. Ordinary family background, both parents, blue-collar workers. A typical woman aiming to marry up. What enraged me more was the timing. She joined Daniel's company right when he and I had been married for only 6 months. In other words, she deliberately targeted a married man. That shameless woman. The next morning, Daniel woke me gently, as usual. "Sweetheart, breakfast is ready." He kissed my forehead. "I've got an important client today, might be home late." I forced a smile. Of course, work comes first. Surprise flickered in his eyes. He didn't expect me to be so agreeable. "Ah, honey, I might be really busy these days. Don't overthink, okay? I understand." I nodded sweetly while sneering inside. Busy with her, right? The moment he left, I drove straight to his company. As a business partner, I had every reason to show up. At the front desk stood a young woman, Rachel. She looked even fresher in person than in photos. Long hair, clear eyes, seemingly innocent. But I knew better. Behind that angelic face was a fox who seduced married men. "Hello, who are you here to see?" she asked with a sweet smile. "I'm here for CEO Carter." I glanced deliberately at her figure. Her loose suit couldn't hide the obvious bump. "He's in a meeting." "And you are?" "I'm Emily Lawson," I stated calmly. Her face instantly changed. Of course, she knew who I was. Daniel's legal wife, Ms. Lawson. Please wait. I'll call him right now. She quickly picked up the phone and whispered, Sir, your wife is here. Moments later, Daniel hurried out, plastering on a forced smile. Honey, what brings you here? His nervous glance darted toward Rachel. Just wanted to see your office and maybe have lunch together. I looped my arm through his. Sure, let's go upstairs to the restaurant. He rushed to lead me away. In the elevator, I casually asked, that receptionist earlier is quite pretty. How old is she? Not sure. Maybe just an intern. I don't really notice those things. His reply was too quick. Oh. I nodded, inwardly laughing at his pathetic lie. Over lunch, I feigned concern, asking if work had been stressful, if he was keeping healthy. He looked touched as he ate from the plate I served him. Sweetheart, you really are the best. I'm so lucky to have you. Fake all of it. I remembered something. My friend mentioned a nice new condo project. Should we check it out? Daniel froze, chopsticks midair. A condo. Isn't our current place good enough? But it's a bit small. What if we have kids someday? I probed. His face darkened instantly. There's no rush for kids. And finances are tight. Tight when it comes to me, but not when buying a house for his mistress. Sure, no rush. I smiled sweetly, but inside, disgust burned deeper. Later, I overheard Rachel chatting with coworkers at the front desk. Doctor says the baby is healthy, due by the end of the year. Wow, so lucky. Your boyfriend's buying you a house, and spoiling you. Yeah, he promised, once the baby is born, he'll marry me. Marry. He wasn't even divorced from me yet. I smirked coldly. Let's see how far their fantasy goes. When Rachel saw me, her face drained. Ms. Lawson. I smiled kindly. So, you're Rachel. Congratulations on the pregnancy. She clutched her belly nervously. Thank you, Ms. Lawson. I'm sure the father treats you well, right? I asked meaningfully. Why, as she couldn't meet my eyes. That's good. Just be careful not to get tricked by the wrong kind of man, I said with a knowing tone and walked away. Stepping out of that building, I took a deep breath. Rachel Thompson, you think hiding in the shadows makes you untouchable. I'll show you exactly what a real wife can do. That night, Daniel came home late, reeking of women's perfume. Entertaining clients, had a few drinks, he slurred. I'll shower first. While he showered, I unlocked his phone. A message from Rachel lit up the screen. Baby, the ultrasound shows it's a boy. Daniel replied, fantastic, my son. Tomorrow we'll shop for baby clothes together. You're the best. I love you. I love you too. Once the baby's here, we'll be a real family. My stomach churned. They had it all planned, waiting only for me, the legal wife, to disappear. Dreamana put his phone back, plastered on a smile. When he came out, I massaged his shoulders. You've been working so hard lately. He looked pleased, smug. All for our future. By the way, I said lightly, I noticed your receptionist looked pregnant. Quite young too. Daniel stiffened. Really didn't notice. Her bump seemed around 3 or 4 months. Young people these days, so careless, he muttered, sweating. I chuckled inside. Outwardly, I smiled. Let's hope her boyfriend takes responsibility. The next day, I had the investigator continue surveillance. As expected, Daniel took Rachel to a luxury baby boutique, doting over every item. Later, he bought her a $30,000 diamond ring. On our wedding day, I'd told him not to waste money on an expensive ring. He'd cried, saying he was touched by my thoughtfulness. Now he was splurging on his mistress. I saved every photo. Evidence for divorce court. That afternoon, I followed Rachel to a cafe. She was meeting her best friend. From the corner I listened. Rachel, are you sure about this? He's married. So what? He doesn't love his wife. He only stays because of her family money. Rachel scoffed. Once I give him a son, he'll divorce her. And if he's lying? No way. Look how much he spends on me. She flashed the diamond ring. He even bought me a house. Her friend hesitated. But if his wife finds out, who cares? I have his son. She doesn't. That makes me the real winner. Winner. My fists clenched. At 28, I was the old wife, in her eyes. Enough. I called my father. Dad, it's time. Emily. Once we start, there's no turning back. I know. They've crossed the line. They'll learn what it means to betray the Lawsons. And so, the game began. That weekend, Daniel lied about meeting an important client. In reality, he was sneaking off to be with Rachel. I pretended to believe him, kissed him goodbye, and watched his car disappear. The moment he left, I summoned an emergency board meeting at Lawson Group. Standing before the directors, I announced calmly, but firmly, effective immediately. Lawson Group will terminate all contracts with Carter Technologies. Gasps echoed around the conference table. Carter Technologies was Daniel's company. Emily, why? One board member asked, bewildered. Carter Tech has always been a key partner. Because its CEO, Daniel Carter, has a moral failing. I said icily. That goes against the core values of Lawson Group. But canceling so suddenly will cost us penalties. I'll personally cover any damages. I cut in, but principles are non-negotiable. The room fell silent. Right after, I contacted Daniel's other big clients. With my influence in the Lawson name, it didn't take long for them to start questioning Carter Tech's reliability. By afternoon, Daniel's phone was blowing up non-stop. While I sipped tea calmly at home, he was pacing the balcony, sweating bullets as call after call came in. Mr. White, why are you suddenly pulling the contract? We've always worked so well together. Mr. Lee, we can renegotiate prices, please reconsider. Mr. Johnson, don't do this. If you cut us off, our whole project collapses. Watching him scramble, I felt a satisfaction I'd never known. That evening, he dragged himself home, defeated. Honey, I ran into some issues at work today. He tried to look strong. What happened? I asked sweetly, though inside I was laughing. Some major clients backed out all at once. I don't get it. He rubbed his temples. Maybe a competitor's pulling strings. I offered innocently. Could be. A flicker of suspicion crossed his eyes. Some companies have been trying to edge into our market. He still had no clue the enemy was right in front of him. Don't worry too much, I said, patting his hand. If it gets bad, my family can always help. His eyes filled with gratitude. Emily, I don't know what I'd do without you. Fake. Every word. But soon, he wouldn't even have that chance. The next morning, my phone rang. Caller ID, Rachel Thompson. Ms. Lawson, I want to talk. Just the two of us. Her voice trembled. Name the place. An hour later, we sat across from each other in a quiet cafe. She wore a loose maternity dress, her face pale, eyes swollen from crying. Ms. Lawson, she began cautiously, you probably know by now. The baby is Daniel's. I stayed silent, watching her. My calmness made her even more nervous. I swear I never meant to break your marriage, she babbled. Daniel said he doesn't love you. He said you two are just married for business. And what else did he say? I asked coolly. That he only married you for your family's money. That there's no real love. Her voice dwindled. I laughed. And you believed that? Her mouth opened, but no words came. Rachel Thompson, I leaned in, voice sharp. Do you realize what you're doing? You think seducing a married man and getting pregnant makes you the real wife. She instinctively cradled her belly. I'll leave, if you just give me some money. Then I'll disappear forever. How much? I asked. $5 million, she stammered. $5 million. My laugh was razor sharp. For you, I crossed my legs, eyes cold. You'll get nothing. Soon, you and Daniel will both be ruined. I stood to go. Ms. Lawson, Rachel's panicked voice followed me. You can't just walk away. This is Daniel's son. You can't ignore that. I turned back, gaze icy. Are you even sure it's Daniel's? Her face drained of color. What do you mean? I dropped a folder on the table. Daniel's medical report. From 3 months ago. She flipped it open, and her hands shook violently. Severe oligospermia. Natural conception probability, nearly 0. Her whole body collapsed into sobs. No, that's impossible. I've only ever been with Daniel. Have you? I sneered. Women like you bounce from one man to the next. That child could be anyone's. I loomed over her trembling figure. Disappear on your own, or I'll make sure you regret it for the rest of your life. Leaving her broken at the table, I walked out. Back home, Daniel sat slumped, clutching his phone. Another client had just pulled out. His company was crumbling. He looked up desperately. Emily, can you ask your father to help? Please, I'm begging you. All right, I'll talk to him, I said with faint hesitation. Thank you, thank you. He squeezed my hand, relief flooding his face. I knew I could always count on you. At that moment, his phone buzzed. Rachel calling. Daniel fumbled to silence it, panic in his eyes. Answer it, I said flatly. No, it's just business. Then why not answer? I pressed, sweat beaded on his forehead. It's nothing important. Before he could explain further, the doorbell rang. When I opened it, there stood Rachel Gaunt, tear-streaked. Emily Lawson, she screamed. This is all your fault. You gave me a fake medical report to destroy us. Daniel rushed forward, frantic. What are you doing here? Leave. Why should I? Rachel sobbed. Daniel, tell her the truth. Tell her you love me. Tell her this baby is yours. I looked at him calmly. Well, why don't you explain? His face went deathly pale, lips trembling, no words coming. Rachel grew frantic. Say it. Didn't you promise to marry me? Didn't you call her nothing but your ATM? ATM. So that's what I was to them. Daniel finally exploded. Enough. Are you crazy? Coming here and yelling like this. Rachel froze, eyes wide. What do you mean? I never promised you anything. He spat. The house. That was a breakup gift. We're done. No. Rachel wailed. You can't. I'm carrying your child. Daniel's eyes hardened. Are you even sure it's mine? Rachel staggered, stunned, silent. A bar girl like you. Who knows whose it is? He sneered. Her scream tore through the room, and the mask finally slipped from both their faces. Rachel's voice cracked. I never did that kind of work. You're the one who chased me, Daniel. You told me you loved me. Daniel scoffed. Got proof. Those texts only show you begging me. Those photos, you dragged me into them. And that house, that's just temporary company housing. Did you really think I bought it for you? Rachel staggered back, trembling. Tears streamed down her face. You held my belly. You said you loved me, and our baby. Enough. Daniel shoved her hard. You're insane. If you keep harassing me, I'll call the cops. Rachel almost fell. Daniel. I snapped coldly. She's pregnant. Don't you dare put your hands on her. Realizing he'd gone too far, Daniel quickly backpedaled. Sorry, honey. I just lost my temper. She's disgusting. Showing up here trying to trick us. Rachel stared at me with hollow eyes, then at Daniel. Suddenly, she laughed hysterically. Haha, I get it now. Her laugh broke into sobs. Emily Lawson, you win. You rich people treat us poor nobodies like toys. I never toyed with anyone, I replied icily. You chose to be the other woman. Yes, I chose it. Her voice was bitter. I thought I found real love, but it was all a joke. She hugged her belly, eyes flashing with madness. If neither of you wants this child, then I don't either. She spun, about to hurl herself against the wall. Despite my hatred, I couldn't let a life end like that. I lunged, catching her in time. Stop it. Let me go. She screamed, thrashing. Let me die. Let my baby die with me. You're insane. I held her tighter. Think about the child. At those words, she froze, then went limp, whispering hoarsely, this baby is all I have left. But he abandoned us. Looking down at her pitiful form, my emotions tangled. She had sinned, yes, but in the end, she too was a victim. The true monster was Daniel. He rolled his eyes, impatient. Honey, don't waste your energy. She's just using the baby to blackmail us. Rachel snapped back at him, fury blazing. Daniel Carter, you bastard. How could you treat your own child this way? My child. Daniel sneered. Got proof it's mine. Go get a DNA test. Fine. Rachel shouted through gritted teeth. We'll get a DNA test. I'll prove this baby is yours. Inside, I almost smiled. Oh Rachel, you still don't understand. Even if the child was his, Daniel would never admit it. Admitting it meant losing everything from the Lawsons. And right now, with his company collapsing, he needed us more than ever. Fine, let's do it, Daniel said coldly. But if the results show it's not mine, you'll publicly apologize to my wife and pay damages for emotional distress. And if it is yours, Rachel demanded. He hesitated, then forced out. Then I'll take responsibility. I knew he was lying. Even if it was his, he'd find a way to deny it. But I wasn't about to spoil the show. Good, I said calmly. We'll use the best lab. I'll cover the costs. The next day, the three of us went to a DNA testing center. Blood samples were taken quickly, but results would take 3 days. Back home, Daniel locked himself in his study, scheming. Meanwhile, I called my lawyer. Mr. Lee, in 3 days, the curtain rises. Be ready. All the divorce papers are prepared. Ms. Lawson, he replied. Those 3 days, Daniel tried his hardest to please me, hoping I'd convince my father to rescue his company. I used it to my advantage. My dad will help, but only if you stay focused. No more distractions, especially that receptionist. He rushed to swear, sweetheart, trust me. There's nothing between us. I believe you, I said smoothly. Tomorrow, the truth will be clear anyway. On the 3rd afternoon, we returned to the lab. When I opened the report, I widened my eyes in mock surprise. The child is indeed Daniel's, I told you. Rachel almost jumped for joy. Daniel, you can't deny it now, but I continued. There's a problem. Rachel froze. What problem? I turned to page 2. It says here the fetus has a severe genetic disorder. Survival chances are extremely low. No. Rachel snatched the report. That's impossible. Every checkup said the baby was fine. Maybe earlier scans missed it. These things often show only after 4 months. I said coldly. Of course, the report was fake. The truth was the baby wasn't Daniel's at all. But I wanted both of them crushed. The doctor I bribed stepped in, looking grave. Treatment is possible, but it's incredibly expensive, at least a few $100,000. Daniel's face blanched. With his company on the brink, where would he find that money? What should we do? Rachel sobbed. The doctor sighed. My advice is termination. It's better for both mother and child. No, Rachel screamed. That's my baby. I can't kill my own child. She turned to Daniel, desperate. Daniel, say something. This is your son, you have to save him. Daniel's face twisted as he weighed the cost. If he admitted the child, he admitted the affair and lost the Lawson family forever. Finally, his voice went ice cold. The doctor's right. Ending the pregnancy is best. Rachel's scream shook the walls. Daniel, this is your son. How could you? Because I won't let my child suffer. He snapped, pretending at nobility. Better to end it now. You monster. Rachel lunged at him, fists raised. I caught her. Calm down. I held her shoulders. Calm down. She sobbed. He wants to kill my baby. For a moment, pity flickered in me. But then I remembered her arrogance, her smugness when she thought she'd won. Compassion vanished. This is the price of being the other woman, I said flatly. Rachel collapsed, shaking. Then I spoke. Rachel, I'll help you. I'll pay for treatment. Her head snapped up, stunned. You'll help me, yes, but on 2 conditions. She clutched her belly, whispering, what conditions? 1. You leave this city and never come back. 2. You never tell the child who his father is. Daniel's shoulders sagged in relief. It was perfect for him, no responsibility, no scandal. Rachel hesitated. I need time to think. Daniel snapped, furious. Think about what? This is the best deal you'll ever get. His cruelty made her face harden. The love in her eyes was gone, replaced by pure hate. Fine, she said through clenched teeth. I'll agree. But Daniel Carter, what you owe me and my child, one day, you'll pay back in full. Daniel sneered. Believe what you want. From now on, you and I are finished. Back home, Daniel wrapped his arms around me tightly. Emily, thank you for helping me deal with all this. We're husband and wife, I said softly. Of course we face hardships together. I'm sorry I've made you suffer. He kissed my forehead. I swear nothing like this will ever happen again. I smiled sweetly. I believe you. Oh, Dad wants to see you tomorrow. He wants to talk about the company. Great. Daniel's face lit up. I won't let him down. I smiled faintly. He had no idea what was coming. The next morning, we went to my father's office at Lawson Group headquarters. Daniel greeted politely. Good morning, Mr. Lawson. Sit, my father said coldly. Gone was the warmth of before. Daniel shifted uneasily in his chair. I hear your company is struggling, my father said bluntly. Daniel carefully explained his troubles, pleading for investment or referrals to new clients. My father listened in silence, then suddenly asked, Daniel, what do you think of my daughter? Daniel froze, startled by the question. Emily is the most wonderful woman in the world. Marrying her was the greatest blessing of my life. Then tell me, My father's eyes narrowed. For a woman so wonderful, what price are you willing to pay? Anything, Daniel answered without hesitation. I'd give everything for her, including giving up other women. Daniel's chest tightened, but he forced a calm expression. Sir, I don't know what you mean. Emily is the only one in my heart. Really? My father gave a cold laugh. Then explain this. He pulled out a stack of photos and slammed them on the table. Pictures of Daniel and Rachel, hand in hand, kissing, shopping for baby clothes. Daniel's face drained of color. He stammered for words. Explain, my father thundered, standing up. Explain how you betrayed my daughter. How you got another woman pregnant. Mr. Lawson, I admit I was wrong. Daniel dropped to his knees, groveling. Please, give me one more chance. I'll never stray again. I'll sign anything, transfer everything to Emily. I finally spoke. Daniel, do you think I need your scraps? What assets do you even have? Your company exists because of my family's investment. The house, the car, the clothes on your back haul came from us. Tell me, what's really yours? Daniel choked, speechless, reduced to begging. Even a dog knows loyalty, I said coldly. You're not even worth that. I pulled out the divorce papers I'd prepared, tossed them in front of him. Sin. He hesitated, shaking his head. Don't want to. Fine, I'll take you to court, and I'll make sure you not only walk away with nothing, but also face charges for transferring marital assets. Transferring, I didn't. The $75,000 you gave Rachel for that house. The jewelry, the hotels, the gifts, all from our joint accounts. His hands trembled. I'll sign. Just as he was about to put pen to paper, the door burst open. Let me in. I need to see Daniel. Rachel stormed in, despite the guards. Mr. Lawson, sorry, we couldn't stop her, they said apologetically. It's fine, my father said. Let her in. I want to see this circus. Rachel rushed inside, eyes blazing with tears. Daniel, you're really going to abandon me and our baby? I just came from the hospital. She cried. The doctor said my baby is perfectly healthy. That genetic test you showed MIT was fake. That clinic wasn't even accredited. She turned on me, fingers shaking with rage. Emily Lawson, you set us up. You tricked us with lies. I finally dropped the mask, looking her dead in the eye. And what if I did? You're a mistress. You thought you had the right to demand the truth. You think I'd let an illegitimate child of betrayal take a single cent from the Lawson family? My father's voice cut in, cold and sharp. Daniel Carter, a real man takes responsibility for his actions. Mr. Lawson, please. Daniel begged, sweat pouring down his face. For the sake of our past cooperation. Cooperation. My father laughed bitterly. From this moment on, Lawson Group severs all ties with your company, and I'll make sure every partner knows who you really are. Daniel's eyes went wide with horror. He knew exactly what that meant. Once blacklisted by the Lawsons, he'd never survive in the industry again. It's time, I said quietly. Sin, shaking, Daniel scrawled his name on the divorce papers. Done, he shouted bitterly. Emily Lawson, from now on we're finished. Good. I folded the document calmly. Now get out of my house. Take your things today. Everything including the car keys, they belong to my family. Daniel's face turned green, but he had no fight left. He placed the keys on the table and stumbled out. Daniel. Rachel tried to chase after him. You can't leave. What about our baby? He didn't even look back. That kid's not mine. You bastard. Rachel's scream echoed as he disappeared. She turned to me, her eyes full of hate. Emily Lawson. You ruined my life. Ruined you, I sneered. You ruined yourself the moment you chose to be the other woman. Now you face the consequences. I'll kill you. Rachel lunged at me but forgot she was pregnant. She tripped, collapsing to the floor with a scream, clutching her belly. Call an ambulance. I told the guards flatly. Get her to the hospital. Then I looked down at her writhing form, my voice dripping with disdain. Pay your own medical bills. I picked up my purse and turned to leave. Her broken voice trailed after me. Emily, how can you be so heartless? I stopped and looked her in the eye one last time. Heartless. Did you think about me when you seduced my husband? When you flaunted what you thought you'd stolen? No, Rachel. This ending, you chose it. And with that, I walked away without a glance back. Her sobs filled the hallway, but I didn't care. For me, this was over. The end.
Unforgettable endings, you'll remember the name. We'll take you through love, through the lies they weave. Every twist, every turn, you just won't believe. This is Payback POV. Revenge and rhythm, pure energy. Thanks for listening, come back soon. We'll draw new tales neath the blood red moon.
Thanks for tuning in to Payback POV. Hit subscribe and join us for more unforgettable stories of betrayal, heartbreak, and sweet revenge.
This is Payback POV. Where the tales hit hard like destiny. Stay a while, let the stories flow. Don't forget to like and hit subscribe below.
Every scandal's a spark, every heartbreak's a flame. Unforgettable endings, you'll remember the name. We'll take you through love, through the lies they weave. Every twist, every turn, you just won't believe.
This is Payback POV. Revenge and rhythm, pure energy. Thanks for listening, come back soon. We'll draw new tales neath the blood red moon.
Thanks for tuning in to Payback POV. Hit follow, hit subscribe, and join us for more unforgettable stories of betrayal, heartbreak, and sweet revenge.